Last month, official opposition leader Andrea Horwath and MPP France Gélinas, healthcare critic and chief opposition whip, joined the Ontario Health Coalition and thousands of concerned Ontarians outside Queen's Park to protest looming cuts to healthcare by the Ford government. The rally was organized by the Ontario Health Coalition, with citizens from across the province making their way to the grounds outside the provincial legislature. Over 100 buses unloaded passengers who marched up University Avenue in Toronto to Queen's Park in an effort to send a united message to the Ford government. On TV's Lynn Brown spoke to Gélinas about people's healthcare concerns.
What we heard the most is the overcrowding in our hospital.
Okay.
So a lot of people were there sharing their own stories of having had to wait a long time, either for themselves, for their spouse, for their kids, for a neighbor, waited a very long time in the emergency room, which was always traumatic, not comfortable, very stressful, only to be moved to the hospital where they thought they were going into a room, but they end up in, you name it, they end up at the end of a corridor, they end up in what used to be a bathroom or a shower room, they end up in a TV room, and then they all joke the TV was really good, but there's no call button, and they all complain about the same thing, the privacy. Having to use a commode when there's 4 other people in the room separated by a little drape is it's not fun.
City officials want your input as they prepare a new plan for the future of the city. Shape the Sioux is a plan that will be used over the next 2 decades, dealing with infrastructure, land use, and development. 2 information sessions will be held, with the first one yesterday. New policies were introduced with regards to heritage protection in the city's downtown core, including the areas around Simpson, Leo, Upton, and McGregor at the Zion Lutheran Church. The second meeting will be on November 27th, that's Tuesday next week, and it will focus on the Lower Pym neighborhood at St. Andrew's United Church. The meetings go from 4 to 7 p.m.
Yes, so we're in the Simpson, Leo, Upton, McGregor area, affectionately known as the slum area of Sault Ste. Marie. And we, along with the Municipal Heritage Committee, we've identified this as one of 5 locally significant heritage neighborhoods that we have. So there's historical homes, there's a certain ambience, a certain character associated with this neighborhood that we would like to maintain going forward. So what we're proposing is some new official plan policies that would require folks to be cognizant when they're looking at redeveloping a home, any kind of rezoning or planning act application, be cognizant of the character of that area. In addition, the policies would also apply to public works that are happening in the area. So if we're resurfacing a road or redoing a road or doing vegetation management within the right-of-way, we'd want to be cognizant of these historical character and mature trees that we have here.
2 leaders at an all-boys private school rocked by allegations of assault and sexual assault by students resigned yesterday amid mounting criticism over the institution's handling of the incidents, which are now under a police investigation. St. Michael's College School said Principal Greg Reeves and Board President Father Jefferson Thompson had stepped down to allow the Roman Catholic institution to move forward without distractions. Reeves had been criticized for not promptly reporting an alleged sexual assault to police last week, and has since admitted that the incidents that have come to light clearly indicate the school has a problem. The chair of the board, however, said Reeves and Thompson had always put students first. Toronto police are investigating a total of 6 incidents involving students at the school. On Monday, sex assault-related charges were laid against 6 teens in connection with one incident that police sources say shows several members of a St. Michael's sports team pinning down a student and allegedly sexually assaulting him with a broom handle. Amid a pro-oil protest in Calgary, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau told reporters he understands how lower oil prices are hurting people and businesses. The province's oil is being sold at a discount of about $45 a barrel.
There is no question that folks in Alberta, folks here in Calgary, are living through extremely difficult times. Yes, this is very much a crisis. When you have a price differential that's up around $42, $50 even, that's a massive challenge to local industry, to the livelihood of a lot of Albertans, and I hear that very, very clearly. And that's why the day after our fiscal update, my priority was to come here to continue to hear from business leaders, from local leaders on how we can work together and respond to allaying some of those fears and building a better future for Calgarians and for Albertans. The federal government is here to be a partner, to be part of how we move forward, and that's why the accelerated capital cost allowance and continuing to work on getting a pipeline built in the right way are two things that this government has done a lot of work on and will continue to.
One teen is dead and 2 others are injured following a shooting at an Alabama mall last night prior to Black Friday shopping. Hoover, Alabama police say an officer shot and killed one teen who had shot and injured another one.
Yes, the Hoover police officer actually was running to the scene. He heard gunshots. He was obviously very near that scene. He actually shot and killed the person that shot and injured the other individual that was transported to UAB Hospital. Well, we know that they got into a physical altercation. We don't know at this point who else was armed other than the deceased, but we know that the deceased was armed with a handgun, and we know that he shot the individual that's now been transported to UAB. A female who was also struck. We don't have a lot of information on her condition. We believe last we heard that she was alert, conscious and talking, and that maybe she was going into surgery. This is a big shopping day for us, as it is for people all over the country. We always gear up for extra manpower starting on Thanksgiving afternoon